Hey guys, I'm Austin from the car scene, and today we're going to be going over everything to do with SUVs. So like I said in the intro, we're going to be going over SUVs today, but I wanted to mention to you guys that we're going to be going over the construction, the types, as well as the sizes of SUVs in this video. And also, if you're new to the channel and you're liking the video so far, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel. With that said, let's get going. So the first thing we're going to be going over as it relates to SUVs is actually the construction method. SUVs are made in two ways. One is unibody. There's no actual set frame. All the body components are welded together and become one piece. The other option is a frame, and normally it's a ladder frame. You have two rails and the body and everything goes on top of the frame. Previously, we called unibody constructed SUVs crossovers and framed SUVs, well, SUVs. So that's the big difference between SUVs and crossovers out of the way, but there's one big thing that we need to go over, and that's the different size categories. The first size category is going to be the subcompact size category. This is actually the smallest form of SUV, and these include cars like the Kia Soul, the Hyundai Venue, the Chevy Trailblazer, and the Ford EcoSport, as well as many others. First thing that we need to get out of the way with these cars is these are entry-level cars, so they're really, really inexpensive and extremely affordable. They also don't offer as much space as their larger competitors. Subcompact SUVs are also extremely good on gas. The next category up from subcompact is going to be your compact SUVs. These ones are going to have a little bit more space, be a little bit less affordable than your entry-level subcompacts, but they're going to be really, really great cars for families, considering they've got a full usable second row as well as a ton of space behind there. These cars are going to be cars like the Ford Escape, the Nissan Rogue, the Honda CR-V, as well as the Toyota RAV4, as well as many others. In all of these categories, there's going to be a ton of cars that fit into these categories that I don't mention. Next up from our compact SUVs is going to be our mid-size two-row SUVs. These are going to be vehicles that should be, or at least have the capability to have a third row, but they haven't added a third row. And the big advantage of these vehicles is that they have a ton of space for either storage in the rear or a ton of legroom for the rear seat passengers. These cars are also typically really powerful. Considering that they have the room for a third row seat, they typically get a V6 engine, so they normally have a lot more power than your compact SUVs. Because of that, coincidentally, they're slightly worse on gas. However, you can now tow with them, which is a huge capability. And these include cars like the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the Ford Edge, I don't think Chevy has an option for this. What else fits into this category? Honda Passport and Hyundai Santa Fe. Next up from our mid-size two-row is going to be our mid-size three-row. These are the same size cars, except they have a third row. And a lot of times this third row isn't going to be extremely usable. It's not going to be comfortable for long road trips, but it will be usable enough that you can put people back there in a pinch should you need to. These cars include Honda Pilot, Ford Explorer, Chevy Traverse, and many, many others. There's, like I said, a ton of cars, especially in this category. This is like the family hauler category. This is where they sell a lot of units of. And after our mid-size three-row is going to be cars that are full size. These are Chevy Tahoe, Ford Expedition. These are massive SUVs that can tow like a truck, and a lot of these are actually going to be on the body and on frame construction method. The rest of the cars we talked about are almost exclusively unibody, but these ones can tow like a truck. They typically come with a big V8 engine and also coincidentally don't have that great of fuel economy. They're also extremely expensive in most cases. We're talking $50, $60, $70, and $80,000 for a full-size SUV, brand new. The next category of SUVs is actually our off-road category. These are vehicles like the Jeep Wrangler, the Ford Bronco, and many others. Actually, there's not that many. The Toyota 4Runner is the next best in this category. All of these vehicles are going to be very, very capable off-road. They're not going to be super comfortable on-road, however, they do their best. And they're also not going to be super comfortable in the seats for long road trips. But what they are going to be is a lot of fun. A lot of these have removable roofs, or at least a lot of windows, as well as big tires, which are going to be great for off-roading. And last but not least for our SUV explanation, we're talking about super SUVs. These are SUVs that are either extreme luxury vehicles or are super, super fast, and we're putting them together. These are going to be vehicles like the Jeep Trackhawk, which is a Hellcat version of a Jeep Grand Cherokee, the Dodge Durango Hellcat, which is a Dodge Durango Hellcat, and then Ford Explorer ST, as well as your Rolls-Royce Cullinan and your Bentley Bentayga. Like, these are huge, luxury, powerful SUVs. I'm also going to include the Tesla Model X Plate Edition. It is super fast, can fit 7 people. It's insane. These are the SUVs that people should get really excited for, because these are like the Lamborghini of SUVs. And speaking of which, there's actually the Lamborghini Urus, which is the new Lamborghini SUV. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, leave a comment on the video. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. We got videos like this coming out all